legends in their field. This sort of stuff really doesn't happen to a kid from Launceston who only just scraped through the equivalent of the HSC and doesn't have a whole lot of writing experience. This kid who can't type with more than one finger, who's never going to win any sort of spelling competition, and who finds all this talk about verbs and adjectives vaguely confusing. Of course, I'm flattered and more than a little stunned. I'm wondering now if I actually am the real deal or a pretender who's just gotten really, really lucky. Am I up to this? Sure, this kid is an absolute and total music obsessive who's dreamt for years of being able to convey and share that love and enthusiasm with others in print. But this? Paris? Bruce Springsteen? Tomorrow night? My head had already exploded once today. Springsteen's 3-hour performance had been one of the greatest things I'd ever seen, and I'd watched a lot of it standing next to his manager, John Landau, who'd previously been a music writer and a major influence on me. This is the guy who said, back in 1974, "Tonight I saw rock and roll future and its name is Bruce Springsteen," a line that really did reverberate around the planet. Even before that, I'd literally gasped after entering my hotel room. Throwing open the curtains, I'd been confronted by the very close and very, very amazing Arc de Triomphe. No shit, Sherlock, I really am in Paris to see and talk to Bruce Springsteen. This is the Springsteen that I've been, and I'll use the word deliberately here, obsessively listening to since I heard a song of his, Mary Queen of Arkansas, from his debut album in 1973. It was played by Chris Winter, the deep-voiced presenter on the Room to Move ABC radio show, which I'd managed to pick up on the crystal radio attached to the phone in my parents' bedroom. A little later, my science teacher, John Woodruff, returned from a trip to England with a copy of that album, Greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey, for me. I almost wore it out. I did the same with his next one, The Wild, The Innocent and the E Street Shuffle, which I ordered from the CBS Record Club, 5 albums for $1, and then buy 1 a month. Come 1975, and I was moving out of home into my first share household in Launceston, and Born to Run was the soundtrack to my last summer in Tasmania. I was in Adelaide and about to relocate to Sydney when Darkness on the Edge of Town came out, and I reviewed it for Roadrunner magazine. I was just starting to think that writing about music was something I could do, and I loved writing about Bruce Springsteen, as did every other music writer on the planet. I was reading them all and trying to learn how they conveyed their excitement and passion about him to others. This was what I wanted to do. By the time The River came out in 1980, I was the music writer for the Sun Herald, the biggest selling newspaper in the country, and I was already known as a Springsteen tragic. I loved an enormous amount of music, but Bruce Springsteen was it. This did not escape the attention of the hierarchy of CBS Records, who were, hard as it is to believe now, struggling to break Springsteen in Australia. They reckoned someone needed to see him in concert. They decided that person was me, and that they should send me to Paris to see a few shows and hopefully talk to Springsteen, and soon. So here I am. I've been eking out a living from writing about music for less than 2 years, and I'm sitting backstage yakking with my idol. I've been waiting for a few hours, wandering the corridors of the venue, but not ranging too far away in case my turn arrives. Springsteen has come off stage and done what he always does, has a massage. I'm told nothing interrupts that post-show routine, not even immediate family. Around 2:30 a.m, the band and most of the touring party leave in a bus for their hotel. Only Landau and a few others are hanging around. There are still about 80 fans shivering outside, waiting to see Springsteen. Half an hour later, and I'm ushered in to see him. The dressing room reeks of liniment and looks and smells like a football team change room. Springsteen is visibly tired. He's shorter than he appears on stage even, dressed again in jeans and an old jacket. His skin bears the marks of adolescent pimples and his jaw juts out. He mumbles and his rambling conversation reminds me of Molly Meldrum on Countdown. I'm not allowed to record the conversation. This is not a formal interview, just a chat. We talk for about an hour, and around 4 a.m, Springsteen announces he wants to eat. He signs my concert program.